Fostering at the HBSPCA is ultimately a program where we're able to send animals out of our building so that they open up a spot in shelter on site to continue to help other animals in the community. So it extends our services huge by providing homes for animals to thrive in until they're ready for adoption. Fostering is beneficial to the animals because it offers a more quiet, calm space for the animals to really thrive and come out of their shell. We do whatever we can here to make sure that their experience is fantastic and enriching for them. But just like anything, you know, coming in here is a lot of smells, a lot of sounds, can be a little bit intimidating for them. They really come out of their shells and they'll end up being kind of their best versions of themselves in a quiet home where they're supported. With fostering, it actually doesn't cost you anything except for your time and care for the animal. We provide everything that you need, from toys to medications. We cover everything that the animal would need to be supported during their stay with you. You're just responsible for kind of providing that safe, loving home for them. And then as for the myth about having space at home, you really want to compare your home, regardless, I'm sure, is a lot more fancy and fantastic than a tiny little kennel. A lot of our animals really thrive in just kind of a small, contained space. You know, we look for what we call a sanctuary room, but that can be anything from like a spare bathroom to a tiny little office. Just know that your space, the quiet, the calm, the loving one-on-one, that all of that enrichment is so much better than what they would get just in a tiny kennel space. So really anyone can foster. Foster fails definitely happen, and those are still a successful thing as well. But ultimately, you know in your heart which ones are already home when they come home to you. And while I do find that first one is always definitely the most difficult, it can be a little bit of a teary-eyed goodbye, it's really worth it to see what the next step is. We often find that connection during the adoption meet and greet and them kind of seeing where they're going into their new home is really, really wonderful, just knowing that you're kind of their stepping stone to their forever.
Fostering, it does. It changes your life slightly because you do have to make adjustments, but the rewards outweigh anything. I signed up to foster, but my kids are just as big a part of the foster experience. I really couldn't do it without them. So it's kind of giving us as a family something different to focus on too. Because you go through the kind of that loss when you have an animal that's adopted, but we always kind of talk about the animals and then kind of picture them, what their life would be like and stuff like that. So it's just a fun thing, and yeah, it's rewarding, feels good, and you get tons of snuggles from whoever you get.
There's so many things that are rewarding about fostering, but I would say just seeing how most of the time terrified these dogs are when they come into our home and we're trying to figure each other out, and slowly they build trust, so they'll let you touch them, they'll let you take them for a walk, and they'll let you give them new kinds of foods and new treats, and then they're up on the couch snuggling beside you, whereas before they would be at the door or not wanting to come near you. So it is so rewarding to see how comfortable they become and how safe they seem to feel, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love it.